With your divine grace, guidance, mercy, divine protection, divine inspiration. But we crave the greatest of boons any human can be blessed with, the gift of unswerving, unfaltering, uninterrupted, unflinching, loyal devotion to Thee. Hari Om. Shantakaram Bhujagshayinam Padmanabham Shurisham Vishwadharam Gagansadrisham Meghavarnam Subhangam Lakshmikantam Kamalanainam Yogi Virdhyanagamyam Vande Vishnu Bhaubhayharam Sarvalokaikkanatham Om Mukhaṁ Karoti Vachalam Pangulangyate Girim Yat Kripatamaham Vande Paramananda Madhavam Nilambuja Shamala Komalangam Sita Samarpitavam Bhagam Panu Mahashayaka Charu Chapam Namami Ramam Raghuvan Sanatam He Rama Purushottama Narhari Narayan Keshava Govinda Garurarvaja Gunanide Damodara Madhava He Krishna Kamalapati Yadupati Sitapati Shiripati Vaikuntadipate Characharapate Lakshmipate Pahimam Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Vasudevam Sutam Devam Kanasachanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishna Vande Jagadguru Nama Vijnana Rupaye Paramananda Rupine Krishnaya Gopinathaya Govindaya Namo Namam Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namam Namo Brahmanya Devaya Gau Brahman Hitaya Cha Jagadithaya Krishnaya Govindaya Namo Namam Nigamakal Galitam Phalam Shukamukhad Mritadrau Sanyutam Pibat Bhagavatam Rasamalayam Muhuraho Rasika Bhuva Bhavuka Parikari Krita Pita Patam Hari Shikikiri Tanati Krita Kandaram Lakuta Benu Karam Chalakundaram Patutharam Nataveshadharam Bhaje Om Kling Krishnaya Govindaya Gopijan Balbhadraye Namaha Om Nagendra Haraya Trilochanaya Bhashamangaragaya Maheshwaraya Nityaya Shuddhyaya Digambaraya Tasmai Nakaraya Namah Shivaya Om Namah Shivaya Om Namah Shivaya Namastute Vyasa Vishala Buddhe Pularavendra Yatapatra Netram Yena Tvaya Bharata Talya Puranam Prajwalito Jnanam Pradipam Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya प्रेम से बोलिए श्री विष्णु भगवान की जय, वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय। We join in invocation to Srimad Bhagavad Puran. Riddhi Siddhi Datar, Siddhi Sadhana Varan Varanan, Sumira Barambar, Madan Kadan Ke Lal Ko, O Ganapati Kripa Nidhan, ज्ञान खानी आनंद भवन, देखु मोहि वरदान, वरनव भाषा भागवता, जय शिव आनंद कंद, भूतनाथ भव भय हरन, भक्ति विषय निरद्वंद, गौरवरण मंगल करन, हे ब्रज चंद्र मुकुंद, ब्रज भूषण दूषण हरन, कातहु भव भय फंद, चरण शरण ली आन कर, जय 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 जगदीश, सेवत शीश महेश यज, महिमा अमित अभेद, वेद भेद जानत नहीं, ओ देखु मोहि वरदान, राधा वरय बरसता, ओ प्रेम भरी मुस्कान, नित चित में खत खत रहे, मुहि चाहिए कछुनाई, और वस्तु प्रभु जगत की, बसी रखे मन माही, यह बाकी झांकी सदा, ओलिए लकुटिया गायन के पीछे फिरता, ग्वाल बाल लिए साथ, मोर मुकुट शिर पर धरे, कर मुरली उरमाल, शीश मुकुट कति पीत पता, यह छवि सो नंदलाल, बसहु हृदय मम निशि दिवस, ओ गुरुपद रज धर्षि, कहु भागवत की कथा, जो सुख देव मुनि, कही परीक्षित नृपति सो, वृंदावन कृष्ण चंद्र जी की जय, शरणम नाथ मम संकट हरो हरे, बोलो वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय। प्रेम से बोलिए राधा वर कृष्ण चंद्र की जय। Devotees, we are in the period of Pitra Paksh, which is specifically dedicated to the ancestors of those who have gone by, who have left this body. The philosophy in Hinduism is we do not identify with the body, but with the Atma or the soul, which is part and parcel of Bhagavan Krishna, Vishnu Bhagavan himself. And as Bhagavan Krishna says in Gita, although the body is slain, the soul is not. This soul is the most ancient thing in this existing in this universe. It is part and parcel of the master. It comes into the body at the time of birth, right? And when there is that consciousness, we could identify with it. But it does not mean when the soul has left the body that the soul devotee dies. No. It continues to live on. Until, as we have learned again from time to time, the end result of the soul being body to body, it becomes blessed when it gets the privilege to live in the human body, the highest in God's creation. And we could bring an end to this journey of the soul by allowing it to achieve moksha, oneness with Bhagavan, Atma into Paramatma. So although our parents have gone by, elders and whosoever have passed, yet still they continue to exist. Because the law of reincarnation, the transmigration of the soul, every death is the beginning of a new life again. And sometimes devotees, they're born back in your own home and you do not know. Right? At this time of Pitra Paksh, it is specifically dedicated to the ancestors. And every day we are supposed to pay obeisance to the ancestors. First thing. And a simple way to do that, when you get up in the morning, you just face the south and think of the ancestors and bow. Right? Pitri, obeisance then in this way. But this period of 15 days is specifically dedicated to them. All Hindu homes at this time should be fasting. Abstinence of meat, alcohol, illicit issues, place should be clean and all everything and so on. And tarpan should be offered on the coos grass with your blacktail, tulsi, flowers and how you call it and so on. Food also is very, very auspicious at this time. And if you tune in, as I've said last week, if you really make it a habit and continue to listen to Radio Jagriti and look at TV Jagriti, you don't have to ask your Baba, your Pundit, anybody else to find out anything again about it, because you get all the information from there. Right? Karan in the Mahabharata, master himself gave everything whilst he was alive, especially jewels and gems, gold and silver and so on. And when he happened to go up there, they give him that to eat. You can't eat that. He said, well, what happened? I made so much gifts and I can't get nothing here. Then Bhagwan, Maraj tell him, you gave everything, but you didn't give the greatest thing, which is food. And that is the greatest gift you can give. It has nothing greater than that, because food is life. And he was allowed the privilege to come down back on earth for this 15 days to fulfill that by giving all aspects of food and so on. So this period of Pitra Paksh is specifically dedicated for that. Anybody who really offers your worship and adoration to the Pitras will bless you and you must flourish in life. You have to, you belong to. On the other side, when the Pitras come and nothing is done to them, they curse you and they go, they strap you. And Mosa has always said it, you see, if they had worked and built and they leave it and you inherit it, and you didn't do nothing for them, they strap you and they're gone. Now, for the past 28 years, okay, we have not been in the temple during the time of Pitra Paksh. Because, why? We always close our normal Thursday night Satsangh the week before Pitra Paksh, so that we could start our workshop for Ram Leela. Okay? Because we could not keep Ram Leela, here we are tonight, which is a blessing in disguise too, that we could take this opportunity during the time of Pitri worship to glorify Prabhu. And the most fitting katha again is Shrimad Bhagavad Puran. At this time, you'll have Garud Puran being read, Shrimad Bhagavad Gita. Ramayana also is about Madhyara Purushottam Prabhu Ram, Vishnu Bhagavan. Shrimad Bhagavad Puran. And why does Bhagavad Puran is so important at this time? Because the Bhagavad Puran can liberate souls that are stuck in the spirit world and cannot get elevation. Srimad Bhagavad Puran, Narad said, and Siddhi Sukdev Muni told Raja Parikshit, those who know the katha of Dhundukari, Dhundukari was murdered, and that soul took the form of a spirit. His brother, who was Gaukaran, was a very righteous one. Gaukaran went all over offering Shrad worship on behalf of his brother, and he could not relieve him from the spirit state. Masters came there and sat down. what we could do to help Dhundukari. And no one could have come up with a solution. Gaukaran Hanis Bhagwan Surya. And Surya to Bhagwan told him, the only way Dhundukari can be released from that spirit state is by organizing a Sapta Yajna. For 7 days, this Bhagavad Puran should be read. And Dhundukari will leave the state of a spirit and get this, the celestial abode. So saying, that Bhagavad was organized. And there was a bamboo stool nearby. And there was a bamboo with 7 joints on it. And Dhundukari entered into it in the form of a spirit. And Gaukaran read the Bhagavad with a Brahman sitting as Sruta. And every evening when they finished that Bhagavad Katha, a loud noise was heard. A joint burst. After the 7th evening, what happened? The 7th joint had burst in fact. And Dhundukari appeared, devotees, in a divine form as Vishnu Bhagavan himself. Right? As Vishnu Bhagavan. 4 attendants of the heavens came down on a chariot to carry him up. And he thanked Gaukaran for having took him out of that state of spirithood. But then Gaukaran tell him, he said, here's something. It ain't fear how you alone could go. We all listen to the Bhagavad too. So then the Parashat told him, he said, yes, all were there for the 7 days in the Bhagavad, but only I listen like Gaukaran, like Dhundukari. Dhundukari did not have a body, so he had no attachment to materialism. Right? He fasted for that 7 days. He didn't sleep for the 7 days. And the sacrifice he made allows him this eternal abode. If you should observe that, and that's why when we go to Satsangh, our minds, our body, our soul should be applied to the Satsangh and nothing else. So Gaukaran once more got together the villagers there. And in the month of Shravan, July, August, he organized back a Srimad Bhagavad Puran Yajna. And at the end of it, devotees, all the devatas came down with their celestial cars in that place. And everyone in that place, devotees, went up to the heavenly sphere. Right? We are talking about the dog, the chandal, every insect, every creature, every human that dwelt there got moksha, oneness with Prabhu. So this is the power of the Srimad Bhagavad Puran. It has the power to revive Gyan in Kali Yuga, spiritual wisdom. All right? Revamp devotees, what we call Vairagya, controlling the senses of perception, the organs of action. And what it does? Rejuvenates Bhakti Bhavana once more. So Gyan, Vairag and Bhakti comes alive in Bhagavad Katha, and also devotees, it prepares you to get at moksha, that oneness with Krishna Bhagavan. So we are very lucky to, at this time of Pitri Paksh, to read of the Srimad Bhagavad Puran. Hari Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha Saraswati Ay Namaha Guru Charana Kambalibhyo Namo Namam. After that, I see the hamburger. Yeah. Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namam Vivikta Kupasko Sangyamai Hari Om Siddhi Jagatamish Kore Ko Shavaram Hari Om Pramanya Ko Shirasa Ko Padav Ko Prancha Ko Hari Om Lisato Mabhashata Udhav Jivach Devi Devi Shanko Yogisho Punyasrav Ko Sravan Ko Kirtaram Hari Om Sri Sanghok Tai Tata Kulang Ko Nundang Lukang Ko Sankyashate Bhava Hari Om Viprashrap Panko Samarto Api Hari Om Pratyahanna Ko Yadashishwara Naiko Tavara Ko Kodi Kramalang Chanako Dharam Api Ko Keshavam Sri Vendraban Bihadi Lal Ki Jai Sri Sukdev Muni Bole He Raja Parikshit Manvachan Karama Suno. Sri Sukdev Muni telling Raja Parikshit, Krishna Bhagavan in Dwarikapuri began to see some inauspicious signs around. And he was the Lord and Master of the universe, and he knew of the secrets of all hearts. He knew that the end of his time was coming on earth, because Brahma and all the others had come down and asked him, mission accomplished, return to the heavenly sphere. So with all of these now, and what he taught again, that it had one thing to complete, that is to bring an end to the Yadu race. because the Yadavas had become very pompous, very arrogant, very ignorant because of the powers that they had gained. And we always have to be careful with that. Right? When a person has achieved the seat of power, no one has ever yet not taken advantage of it. And these Maya devotees tend to allow us to stray away. The more you acquire, the more simple, down to earth you should become, not arrogant and all these things and so on. So Bhagavan saw that they were taking advantage as Kshatriyas, and he'll have to bring an end to that race of the Yadavas. So he would have caused everything to happen, all these ill signs and omens and so on taking place. And he called the elders of Dwarikapuri and told them, we have to leave Dwarikapuri. We will go to that place of Tirth called Prabhas. Okay? And there you will be safe in that manner. And so saying, devotees, they all began preparing for that journey. They got ready their chariots and so on, seeing again this, and hearing the words of Bhagavan Krishna, and observing again the fearful signs that were occurring above in the atmosphere and so on. Uddhavji spoke to Bhagavan Krishna. Hari Om Sri Paramatamaye Govindaye Namo Navam Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaye Cha Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Navam Sri Krishna ko nikat ko रहने वाले उद्धव जी एकांत में को निकट को जाकर जगत के ईश्वर को नमस्कार कर हाथ जोड़कर कहने लगे है श्री वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जाए. Seeing that Bhagavan Krishna and all the others are leaving now Dwarikapuri to go to Prabhas, Uddhav came and bowed unto the feet of the Lord, submitted to him with joined hands, and in humility he said, Hey Prabhu, Hey Deva Deva ko Hey Yogesh, O Master of Yoga, ruler of the universe, you are adored again by all the masters of yoga yourself. Hey Punya Sravana ko Kirtan hai, Hari Om, Narayan, that Prabhu, the very hearing and chanting of your name, Tumhari aisa ko iksha jani ko jati hai, by hearing your name, by hearing your praises, by chanting your name and chanting your praises, it makes one's very secret in life. See how simple, eh? Chanting the name of the Lord and His praises. When you sing a bhajan, be praising the Lord. Hearing His name and hearing His praises make you become sacred in life. Right? It will cause you to elevate. And that is what is recommended in Kali Yuga itself, devotees. Hari Om. इसी प्रकार को भूलो को छोड़ना को चाहता हो, यद्यपि तुमको ईश्वर को संपूर्ण काम को करने समर्थ हो, परंतु तो भी को बेहरियम विप्र श्राप को निवारण नहीं किया कि होता है. श्री वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय. He said, Prabhu, having again exterminated the race again of the Yadavas, you are again, what happened? You are prepared to leave this world when that race will come to an end. Uddhav had known of that. Right? Bhagavan is just waiting to get rid of the Yadu race, and then he will leave. But if you notice, the preparation is making an indie way for it. You leave here for good. You do not again even choose to counteract the curse of the Brahmanas. You remember the Katha? Where the son of Sam, they dress him up as a female, and they went by the holy Brahmanas, and you know, in a mocking kind of way then, right? Our dear sister is pregnant, she wants to know from you, great sage, what she will have, a boy or girl? And the sages knew that they were mocking them because there is a pretense. So the sages told them, he said, don't worry, what she is making will be the destruction of your entire race. She will make a pistol. And really when they take out all the cloth and so on, what she puff up, you know, stuff up himself with, they found a pistol there. They ran fast to King Ugrasen in the court and started begging whatsoever. Ugrasen ordered, grind this pistol to ash, to powder. And they ground it, devotees. But the hard core in the center could not be ground. They carry it in the center of the sea and they throw it outside there. Ho Nahala Balawan, what have to be will be, and what is to is will is, and cannot was. That hardcore devotees, what it says, the waves sweep back all the powder on the shore, you know, and that became a certain grass. Huh? Something like cane, yes, that cane family. And the hard piece of core of the pistol, a fish swallowed it. A fisherman went to fish and he caught the fish. When he bring it home and he opened the fish, he's seeing this. He gave it to a hunter who shaped it and made it into the head of an arrow. Now remember this, and you're going to see where this comes in effective later on. You see how things has been. All what they tried to get rid of it, the curse of the Brahmin was, this will bring destruction to your whole race of people. So here, Udho is telling him, you could prevent that happening if you want. But yet still you did not contradict it or counteract it. He Keshav, he Nath, मैं तुम्हारा चरण कमल को छोड़ने को हम असमर की हुआ है. He said, Prabhu, I cannot be again having to abandon your lotus-like feet even for a moment. To be separated from you, Prabhu, I cannot bear it. I cannot live without it. When you leave us and go, what will be our trouble here, our problem here? इसी प्रकार को अंध को छनका को भी नहीं को छोड़ सकता है, इसलिए मुझे भी को अपने को धाम को ले को चले गई है. And as well again, when you leave and you go to your divine abode, Prabhu, better you take me along with you because I can't live separate from you. Look at a true bhakta to his Lord. You cannot, devotees are like satsang, you know. You know what people say wrong home on Thursday reach and you can't come satsang, how does be eating you? We're glad that because we'll come back, even for ourselves. We have the privilege in this way. Again, Prabhu, we have enjoyed with our very own heirs. Hey Krishna, tumhara ko lila manushya ko param ko hari om siddhi param ki gal ko dayak hai sarvanadi ko amrit ko rupa hai. Whilst you were here, we had the blessed privilege to listen to all the pastimes of yours, all the good things that you did, which is again most auspicious to hear, and is so sweet and nectar-like to the air in this way. Due to it, what happened? इसी प्रकार को इच्छा को छोड़ देता की होता है. By your greatness, your praises, your teachings, one is able to give up the cravings of this material world. Desires come to an end because what happened? The teachings bring knowledge. And with knowledge, the vairag will come in, controlling the senses of perception by the grace and mercy of the Lord. Oh Bhagavan, we have had this blessed privilege. And again, other objects again that keep us tied up in this world. Shayan ko, asan ko, gaman ko, snan, krira, bhojan, adi, sab ko bhi kriyaon ke sada sang rahte hai. We have been with you all over. We played together. We eat together. Right? Whilst you were bathing, we were there. Whilst you were tending to chores in your home, we were there. So close we have been, Lord, and you're going to leave us? What will happen? What will happen? Udho is very, very worried because very close to Bhagavan Krishna himself. Hari Om, tumharo samip ko tumhara prasad, prasad ki ko mala sugan chandan aur prasad ko vastra ke Hari Om Sri चर्चित को होकर को वहाँ को शुद्ध होता है. पीछे तुम्हारा उक्षित को महाप्रसाद को भोजन करते अंतकरण शुद्ध करने तुम्हारा को माया को जीतते की होता है. श्री वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय. We are your servants, O Lord, who have been again and who have adorned you again with garlands, with chandan, with clothing. We worship, we adore you, you know. You were here in person with us. Prabhu, how you going to leave us and go? We sit down, we ate together again. Right? When you eat and the jutha you leave, we used to partake of it. The jutha of Krishna. What blessedness was that? Just think about the devotees. We shall again, it's easy to conquer your maya, but to stay separated from you, it's impossible. Right? Think about it. The maya is so dominating, and yet Udho is saying, we could conquer the maya, live above it, but to separate from you, Lord, I don't know how it will happen. I don't know in this way. This was the state of Udho devotees. जो केवल को वायु भक्षण करने रहते हैं वे को दिगंबर है और को शब युक्त है। जित इंद्रिया है को सन्यासी है, निर्मल को चित्त है को आत्मा को विद्या। जिन्होंने को श्रम किए है वहाँ ऋषि अनेको, कलेश को तुम्हारा वैकुंठ धाम को प्राप्ति होता है। वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय। Sages, they take great pains in practicing vairagya, austerity, penance, and all these things and so on. In devotees acquiring devotion to your feet, all right? And they get what happened? They do this for their whole life. Yogis and ascetics, they are celibates. They don't even want to be in the Maya world, to have family, all these things, and you name it, so much sacrifice they make. They are free from passion, right? And they renounce all the enjoyments of this world and so on. They stay very pure in mind and body, trying not to get it contaminated. Because this material world has get contaminated. We just have sometimes the thing up here, you know. But this world, when you have to live in it, is what has caused you trouble. Shram kiya ko hai rishi ko jane kalesh tumhara hai. They alone, again it says here, attain that glorious abode of yours, known by the name of Brahma. Hari Om. अब तो तुम्हारा को भक्तों के संग को तुम्हारा की वार्ता करते हैं, सकल कर्मों के भ्रमते हैं, भी तुम्हारा को दुस्तर कुमायत। हरिओम श्री तुरंगा है, श्री वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय. However, again, O Master of Yoga, O Supreme Yogi, Uddhava is telling him, even though again, we are revolving again with the effects of karma in this world, that means we are here in the issue of birth and death. Taking body, leaving body, depend on karma, building it up until we get this human body, right? Which allows us the privilege that we could get moksha. So whilst we're in this whirlwind of births and death, due to karma in this world, right, we shall get devotees, get over again the issue of ignorance, which is so difficult, devotees, to conquer. By your grace and mercy, the ignorance, the agyan goes away. Because through Bhagwan's blessings, His name, His kirtan, His katha, it will cause the third eye to open. And when that opens, then the light of knowledge will dawn, dispelling the darkness of ignorance. It's through you, Lord, we are able to get over the state of ignorance. What happened when you leave us and go? How are we going to make out? How are we? This was the state of Uddhava devotees. Hari Om. इसी प्रकार मनुष्य लोक की आश्रय को दायक तुम्हारा को कर्म को वचन के हरिओम को गाते हास्य चितवन को हास्य की को वार्ता और जो कुछ मनुष्य को लोक में को लीला की है उसका स्मरण कीर्तन करेगा इसमें तो जाएगा. मैं यहाँ को आपके को भाई को प्रार्थना नहीं को करता है परंतु आपकी संग नहीं को छोड़ा जाता है. श्री वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय. You carried on again, O Prabhu, with your devotees while you were with us, dwelling again upon, celebrating what? All your festivities, all your pastimes, all the feats that you perform upon this earth. It was done, O Prabhu. And again, the utterances or those words that came from your lips itself, they were honey-like, madhuke vachan, and uplifting with words of upliftment. Even that smile that you had, the glances that when you look at us, how beautiful it was, the jokes that you made with us. Remember Krishna Bhagwan as a little boy growing up, going to tend to the cows and so on. They used to do a lot of, boyhood activities there. Those remember early when we listened to this Katha in Gokul, right? All of these, whatever you did, O Lord, what happened? In imitation of the human, coming in this human body, you try to behave as the human yourself. And this at times, devotees, cause doubts in the minds of people. Could God behave like an ordinary human being? Could God, devotees, here's something there. When Sudama went to see Krishna Bhagavan, right? Sudama was, he was lean and old and thin and malnutrition. His wife went and begged the neighbor for some rice. All right? He wrapped it up in a piece of cloth. And devotees, he was so ashamed and feeling so bad to carry it. But you don't go without carrying something. You know what I tell you? Sudama was so malnutrition that below his arm here was a big hole, you know, with lack of food then. And he put it there and he locked it there. And when Krishna Bhagavan see him, he said, Bhauji must send something for me. Right? And as he pulled his hand and he grabbed it, the rice fell on the ground. Lord Krishna grabbed it and from the ground and started to eat it. When he ate 2 handfuls, and he go for the third, Rukmini said, Prabhu, you already give him the 2 worlds, don't give him the third one. Where are we going to stay? Can God behave like that? The same thing in Ramayana too. That is the Leela of the Lord, what we call the sportive activities of Prabhu, which sometimes even great saints and sages become puzzled in this respect. Hari Om. Itani katha kaha Sri Sukdev bole ki he Raja. इस प्रकार को उद्धव को बिना सुन भगवान कृष्ण को सदा निकट वर्ता को हरिओम परम प्रिया को भक्त उद्धव जी बोले है श्री वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जाए. Sri Sukdev Muni said, Raja Parikshit, what happened? Entreated in this way by Uddhava, Bhagavan Sri Krishna spoke to him as follows, to his beloved servant, and that absolute devotee of his who was Uddhava himself. Right? Uddhava was very, very close to Bhagavan Krishna. And this brings us to the end of this chapter 7. Iti Srimad Bhagavate Mahapurane Ekadasa Skande Bhasha Tikayam Brahmadi ko Pratna ko Nirupanam Shashtamo Adhyay Samapti Prem se boliye Shri Vrindavan Bihari Lal ki jai. Sri Sukdev Muni bole ki he Raja Parikshit. Since Uddhava asked the Lord, Bhagavan Krishna replied to him, Hari Om. हे महाभाग उद्धव जी, तुमने जो को सूझते कहा सो सबको मुझे करना है, क्योंकि ब्रह्मा महादेव और लोकपाल के सबको स्वर्ग को जाने लिए मेरे प्रार्थना कर को हरियम सहने की होता है. मन यहाँ की सबको देव कार्य को सिद्ध किया, जिसका कुल ये ब्रह्मा जी प्रार्थना से को बलदेव सहित को अवतार लिया है. So Krishna Bhagavan is answering here now these questions posed by Uddhava ji. Uddhava is saying here, that alone again, which upon you have asked me, all right, is intended again or was intended by Brahma and all the others. All right, Brahma and the others had entreated him, Lord Vishnu, to come upon this earth. Okay, Brahma, Shankar Bhagavan, and all the guardian angels, Dasodipal Devatas of the spherical region above, they had again entreated me in heaven, devotees, to come upon this earth. Indeed, I tell you, I have wholly again come for this purpose, for the pleasing of the Devatas. Now, when the Devatas in trouble, they just go to Bhagavan and beg, right? So they go to Lord Brahma. Brahma said, well, look, you see, Bhagavan Vishnu is the preserver of the universe. We have to go and approach him and beg him. And when devotees, that has happened, Yada yada hi dharmasya galani bharati bharata. Whenever this earth is overrun with sins, devotees, wrongdoings, whenever the Devatas in trouble, whenever the cows under pressure, Mother Earth under pressure, the holy Brahmanas, they can't pray and carry out Havan and worship and in peace. Devotees of God cannot live and pray and worship in peace. Then what happened? Let us approach Bhagavan Vishnu to help. And that is why Bhagavan Vishnu says, I take a form depending upon time, place and condition, come upon the earth, alleviate the earth of the calamities and troubles, and reinstate back the pathway of Dharma. So Krishna Bhagavan is telling Uddhava, on being entreated by Brahma and the others, right, to come upon this earth, to take manifestation, I have come. And this is where Kans was overdoing it at that point in time. The other things will tie up with Jay and Vijay and so on, you know. Kans and Sisupal and all the others, when we listen to this katha, he was reeling real pressure upon this earth. So again he says here, it is for the removal of the burden upon this earth. I was requested by Brahma and the others. I came with my partner in manifestation, who was Balramji. Okay? Now Balram is Shesha Avatar. Shesha is eternal serpent upon which Vishnu Bhagwan resides. So in Shri Ram's avatar, Vishnu Bhagwan came as Shri Ram, and Lakshman came, or Shesha came as Lakshman. So in this manifestation, you know, Shesha had a discussion with Bhagwan Vishnu. He said, in the previous avatar, all right, I came as your smaller brother. Right? You were Shri Ram and I was Lakshman. Give me the opportunity in this avatar to become your bigger brother. So that's why Balram came first and then Krishna Bhagwan came afterwards. Right? So here, this is what he's saying. I took manifestation. Hari Om. हमारे कुल को शेष को रहता है, सोवा को विप्रसाप को जल रहता की होता है. The race of the Yadavas, which is only the surviving burden upon this earth, remain to be wiped out in this manner. Viprasap ko jarata hai, and has it is beginning to already happening. Issue then is taking place right now to bring that race to an end due to the curse by the Brahmanas. इसके को निश्चय ही को परस्पर की को लड़ाई के नष्ट हो जाएगा और आज के को 7वें को दिन इस द्वारिकापुरी में समुद्र को डूबा वेगा है. I want you to listen to this carefully. He said, in time to come, the race will be destroyed. They will surely perish through mutual strife. They'll fight between themselves and kill one another. And the race will come to an end. And on the 7th day after, here we're saying, Krishna Bhagwan telling Udho, on the 7th day, the sea will drown the city of Dwarika. Devotees will listen to that katha when the Lord created the city of Dwarika way out in the Bay of Bengal out there. Huh? Vishwakarma, the celestial architect. And Krishna Bhagwan is telling Udho here, after the race of the Yadavas have been destroyed, on the 7th day, the sea will submerge the city of Dwarikapuri, which happened more than 5,000 years ago, and it's only a few years they found the city under the sea. If you go back and check again your historical facts and so on, you will see, or you can put it up on the net, you will see where they found the city of Dwarikapuri, which is submerged under the sea in the Bay of Bengal. So Bhagwan, it doesn't yet, you know, but he prophesies all this is going to happen. Narayana Bhakti Kevalam. जिस दिन में कोई इसको लोग को हरिओम छोड़ूंगा, उस दिन को यहाँ को मंगल नष्ट हो जाएगा है. He says here again, the moment again, this mortal world is forsaken by me, Kali Yuga is going to start. Krishna Bhagwan says, the moment I leave this mortal world of earth, Kali Yuga, the age of Kali Yuga, will start at that point in time. इसमें पुराण को फिर कलयुग की को प्रवीत को होकर सबको धर्म के दूर करने को थोड़े को काल में इस लोगों को निरादर करेगा है. Again, which says again, Upayas 1, all the auspiciousness will be gone. The auspiciousness of the ages of Satyug, Treta and Dwapar will go. It ain't going to have it in Kali Yuga. And one should again, in no case on this terrestrial globe, Hari Om, mere ko tyakiye ko, Hari Om, mahi ko, महितल को विषय को तुमको हरिओम्बत को बास को करता है क्योंकि कलयुग में मनुष्य को प्राप्ति धर्म में को की होता है. Then what will happen here? When I am gone, I have to go for Kali Yuga to step in. You see it again. He's telling him here, It's only when I go, Kali Yuga will come in. Right? So I can't hold it back. We can't keep back the time spirit in this way. And what will happen? That Kali Yuga will step in, and people, devotees, will conceive a liking for unrighteousness in Kali Yuga. Adharma, unrighteousness, will just prevail in Kali Yuga. Krishna Bhagavan is saying to Uddhava, Hari Om, तुम जो को स्वजन बंधु और कुटुंब कर को स्नेह छोड़ मेरे को स्वरूप में को चित में को समदृष्टि को ही को पृथ्वी को विचरण की होता है. Completely shaken off all attachments again, even Uddhava, for your own people, for your own materialism, and for everything in this way, and fully again concentrating your mind upon me. For your part again, go about this earth, looking upon all with an equal eye. You see what I mean, Samadarshi? Krishna Bhagavan is telling Uddhava, knowing this will happen, I will not be there. First, give up the attachment to materialism. Right? No attachment to kin and kits and all these things and so on, because nobody belongs to you. When you go Karani, they just leave you there and it's you alone. Right? You have to beat your body from there. All attachment to materialism, leave it. And move about this world, looking upon all my creation with an equal eye. You know what that means, devotees? When you go about, see me that is in you is in the other person. Samadarshi. And not only the human being, but in Chaurasi Lakh Yoni, in the 8,400,000 species of life, see me existing in every aspect of my creation. To do that, devotees, you have to become a vegetarian. You must become it. I have no if and but about it. Because you have to practice ahimsa, thou shalt not hurt. Look at this simple teaching. Just see me in every aspect of my creation. Don't favor one and disfavor the other in this way. Very, very powerful teaching, devotees, that he gives to Uddhava. Hari Om. इस संसार में दृष्टि मन को रखा क्योंकि को वचन नेत्र को श्रवणादि करते जो ग्रहण की को किया सो सब को झूठी को माया की रचना ग्रह मन को भी को मिथ्या है ऐसा को जाना कि होता है. Whatever is being again apprehended by the mind, speech, body, ears, all of these and so on, let it be known, let it be again a creation, devotees, of looking upon all of again, of the mind. And therefore again, merely again, devotees, it says here, the illusionary look upon everything with one eye, with equality then. Right? Don't favor and disfavor another. And this is what we tend to do. Unless we could reach that point, it's called Samadarshi, where when you watch, you must see the same God in you is the same God in another person. Not only the human, but in the animal too. If you can't see God in that fig tree, and even in that which have life, that's why a murti, when you watch that murti, you don't see marble or stone there. You see Pawan Putra Hanuman standing there. You see Vishnu Bhagavan standing there. This is how you look. You have to see the Lord within it. And that is the state that you call Samadarshi. By gradual practice, devotees, it will end up coming to you. Do not fall prey again to that what you call the misappropriation of your purpose on earth. What is our misappropriation of purpose on earth? When we believe this body is me, that is misappropriating. When we believe that this world in front of me is real and true, right? When we believe the house is mine, the land is mine, and the car is mine, and everything is mine, that is falsehood. Give up all that again, and know no one else but me. Devote yourself to my lotus-like feet. Oh, Uddhava, you will have served your purpose here. Hari Om. नारायण भक्ति केवलम. इसलिए इंद्रियों के समूह को और को चित्त को हरिओम वश को करते इस विशाल को जगत को अपने को आप को देखो अपने को कि परमेश्वर को ब्रह्म रूप से देखा कि होता है Shri Vrindavan Bihari Lal Ki Jai. Look upon again the eyes, he says, let the ears, let the eyes, let the senses of perception use it for the purpose for which it was given, for God's realization. The ears was given all of our survival, communication, but to hear the praises of God. The eyes become blessed when you can see the murtis of God and the bhaktas, devotees, devotees, and also again holy environments like this. That is where the eyes become blessed. This tongue is only blessed when you can say Ram Ram. Other than that, it's like a snake tongue. Right? There's a beautiful katha in Ramayana that SNHYG had related to Parvati Devi. Use this gifted body whilst you still have it, dedicating to me. Hari Namo Namam, Govindaye Namo Namam. यदि कहो को विग्रह बहुत से कैसा देखा, इसका उत्तम यह है कि वेद के अभी प्रायोगा को निश्चय और उसके को अर्थ का अनुभव को मिलाकर को आत्मा को की ज्ञान से को संतोष और दीनता आदि भी को आत्मा रूप को जानो को तो कोई विग्रह होगा है। और जब तक को आत्मा ज्ञान की प्राप्ति हो तो को तब तक को वर्णन के अनुसार कर्म करे, फिर को अनुभव को प्राप्त होने के विघ्नों से को कुछ नहीं की होता है। श्री वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय. Uddhava had asked the Lord devotees, and Bhagavan Krishna is telling him what to do. This world of senses, devotees, projected in the self as your own self, devotees, it exists in me, myself. Everything has come for me, and everything will go back into me. Oh, Uddhava, do not get the mind tied up in this web of materialism. Okay? Seek again the realization of the truth. And the realization of the truth, devotees, is the scriptures. Get where you have satsang. Always involve yourself in satsang. And you are going to, although I will not be there, but you will be able to realize your true purpose for which you are here. Realization again, and the becoming one with the self of all embodied beings. The same the same Atma is the same Atma in the next person. And unless we could come to terms with that, we're in trouble. You're in trouble. You cannot differentiate. It's karma, they just put everybody different. And even the lower species of life too. So you have to see that. You will no longer be again, be blocked by any impediments in this world. These are my teachings to you, Uddhava, and my instructions. Follow it, and you are not going to miss me, but you will, although I'll not be there, but you will serve your purpose on this earth. So devotees, Bhagavan Krishna is leaving together with the people to go to that place called Prabhas. Uddhava, devotees, bow to the feet of the Lord and ask of the Lord, Lord, what will happen when you leave us? And this is the teaching too. You live close with someone, one day you have to go. You will have to learn to do without that person. Book it, it's going to happen. Where you have union, you're going to have separation. Right? So close with Prabhu, and Prabhu is going now. So Bhagwan is showing now, in his absence, how we can make up for it. Get on this pathway of bhakti bhavana, devotion to the feet of the Lord, and that bridging will take place between you and Prabhu. Bolo Shri Vrindavan Bihari Lal Ki Jai. We will stop at this juncture, devotees, for again, we only have an hour here in the temple, but we beg again that our katha tonight, definitely, we are blessed to have the privilege to hear it, but we want to dedicate the katha to all our forefathers, pitras, and so on who have gone by. Wherever those souls be, may this Bhagavad katha, which is so powerful, that can bring, release one like Dhundukari devotees from the state of a spirit, to get a divine abode of Vishnu Bhagavan, may our pitras also be elevated. Bolo Shri Radhavar Krishna Chandra Ki Jai. So as we stop here, we'll join in our arati and closure. We want to thank very much Miss Baby or the Dharmapatni of Pandit Ramesh Maraj of Mahapat, who performed puja this evening, and also who contributed the parsad this evening, and the little eats and so on that we have. May Bhagwan continue to bless her and her dear Pati, her husband, to continue on that pathway of serving Dharma. For he who lives for the sake of Dharma, Dharma will protect that individual. So again, to Mr. Pandit Ramesh, we say thanks very, very much. Let us all stand, please. We ask her to please come and do the arti as we close. We give thanks. Hari Om. Oh, let us reach fast, bhai. Yani kani chapapani janavantar gretanita tani tani vinashanti pradakshina parhe parhe deepanam. जय जय भागवत भगवान की कै आरती पापियों को पाप से कै तारती ओ जय जय भागवत
भगवान की है आरती पापियों को पाप से है तारती
ये अमर ग्रंथ ये मुक्ति पंथ ये पंचम वेद निराला और नव ज्योति जगाने वाला ये अमर ग्रंथ ये
मुक्ति पंथ ये पंचम वेद निराला नव ज्योति जगाने वाला
ओ हरि गान यही वरदान यही हरि गान यही
वरदान यही
जग की मंगल की आरती पापियों को पाप से कई तारती जय जय भागवत
भगवान की है आरती पापियों को पाप से है तारती
ये शांति गीत पावन पुनीत श्रापों को मिटाने वाला हरि दर्श दिखाने वाला ये
शांति गीत पावन पुनीत श्रापों को मिटाने वाला
हरि दर्श दिखाने वाला है सुख करने कय दुख हरने कय सुख करने
है दुख हरने
ये मधुसूदन की आरती पापियों को पाप से कई तारती जय जय भागवत
भगवान की है आरती पापियों को पाप से है तारती
ये मधुर बोल जग फंद कोल सन्मार्ग दिखाने वाला और बिगड़ी को बनाने वाला ये मधुर बोल जग
फंद कोल सन्मार्ग दिखाने वाला बिगड़ी को बनाने वाला
ओ श्री राम यही घनश्याम यही श्री
राम यही घनश्याम यही
प्रभु की महिमा की आरती पापियों को पाप से कई तारती जय जय भागवत भगवान की कई आरती पापियों को पाप से कई तारती पापियों को पाप से है तारती Vrindavan Bihari Lal ki jai. We give thanks once more for these moments of togetherness in this holy environment. Shantakaram Bhujagashainam Padabhanabham Shuresham विश्वधारं गगनसदृशं मेघवर्णं शुभांगं लक्ष्मीकान्तं कमलनयनं योगिविरध्यानगम्यं वन्दे विष्णु भवभयहरं सर्वलोकैकनाथं। त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव बन्धु च सखा त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव देव। ओम शांति 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 हरि ओम। प्रेम से बोलिए श्री विष्णु भगवान की जय, वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय, मर्यादा पुरुषोत्तम अयोध्यापति रामचंद्र की जय, उमापति महादेव की जय, सत्य सनातन धर्म की जय, सर्वदेवी सर्वदेवता की जय। साधु गुरु के दंडवत जय 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 सीताराम। आपकी आसन लीजिए। Please take your seats, have your arti, prasad and safe journey home. Jai Ram, Shri Ram. Goodbye. Hari Bhakti.